y'all, it's your girl Ramani and welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make grit fritters. Grit fritters are basically kind of like hush puppies. With the grit fritters, it's basically like fried grits. I've been kind of thinking about this for a while, even maybe last year, and I've always wanted to get around to doing it, but every time we eat grits, it's typically for breakfast and that's the end of that. But we did brunch over the weekend, Sunday brunch for my wife's birthday, and we actually did have some leftover grits. So I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect opportunity to try this recipe out. So bear with me because this is the first time I've ever tried it. So we're kind of doing this together on camera. We have the leftover grits. They're kind of solidified and formed into this big ball. I have some leftover chives that are chopped up here. And I also have some leftover bacon that is chopped as well. So this is like the perfect opportunity to make these today. And then I have some cheddar cheese. So this is what's all gonna be kind of mixed in. I'm gonna form them into a ball and, you know, kind of let them solidify a little bit in the freezer before I actually fry them. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna take the grits. Let's go ahead and angle the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, so there's the grits. We're gonna go ahead and pour in the bacon. We're also gonna pour in the chives. Those all in there. So then we'll go ahead and we'll pour in the cheddar cheese. Now I'm just kind of eyeballing these measurements. Not really no real measurements. That's why I showed you guys the containers so you can kind of see how much of everything I used. I'm gonna add in a little bit of pepper. Add in some salt. About maybe 2 tablespoons. Okay guys, I'm back. My son was actually having a meltdown, so I needed a moment. So that was about 2 tablespoons of salt. And because everything is pretty much cooked, or it is cooked, I can go ahead and taste as I kind of get everything mixed up, just to make sure that I don't need anything, any extra seasoning or anything. So we got that salt in there, that pepper, and I'm gonna also add in some garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all mixed up and I'll show you guys how it looks once I'm done. So I'll be back. All right, so I'm back guys. And so far this is what it looks like as I'm mixing. And I realized, you know what, this is basically grits, and what's grits without cheese? So I'm gonna go ahead and add in a little bit more cheddar cheese, because why not? Had some extra in the fridge, and it's nothing like, you know, a fried piece of something that has cheddar mixed in it to get that ooey gooiness, you know, fresh out of the fryer. So again, I'm going to go ahead and throw in some of this Cajun garlic seasoning. It's by Andy Ruse. We actually got this in New Orleans, my wife and I, when we went last for Mardi Gras. So I'm not sure if you can find this in your local store, but any Cajun seasoning will do, I'm pretty sure. Zatarain's, Old Bay, Tony Chachere's, if I'm saying that correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in some garlic powder as well. That was about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add in some onion powder, about another teaspoon of that. All right, so let's get this mixed all up once again. I can't wait to try this out, guys. I love shrimp and grits. I'm like a big fan of it. And I would have done that. I would have actually, you know, threw some chopped up shrimp to make the fried shrimp and grits. But, you know, my first time trying this recipe, like I said, I'm doing this with you guys. So, you know, figured it would be better to experiment with what I had on hand rather than going out and buying a bunch of stuff and it not turning out right. So let's keep our fingers crossed that this actually works, because like I said, I've been dreaming about doing something like this, and I'm excited that I finally get to try it out. So I'm assuming that once these come out of the fryer, it's always nice to have some type of dipping sauce to go with anything fried. So I'm also going to look in the refrigerator to see what I have on hand to make some type of like Cajun dipping sauce, maybe with some hot sauce, a little bit of mayo, some honey, a little apple cider vinegar, some lemon juice. I believe I have some garlic, but I'll concoct something that we can go ahead and dip these bad boys in once they come out of the fryer. All right, guys, so everything seems to be mixed and incorporated pretty well. And I'm actually really loving the consistency of how everything is looking. I feel like these balls are gonna be really nice once I get to rolling them. All right, I'll move that over here. So this is what it looks like, you guys. So I'm gonna get myself set up with a pan, some parchment paper, so we can get them rolled out together. All right, you guys, I'm back. Got my area all cleaned up, hands are all clean, and I'm ready to get to rolling. So I'm just gonna take this spoon, take a nice little dollop, go ahead and form that into a ball. Now, I personally don't wanna make mine too big nor too small. Kinda want the perfect size. You're welcome to make them as big or as small as you'd like. This is about the size I want mine. Just a nice little pop of yummy goodness. So I'm gonna make another one. And again, you guys, you don't have to necessarily make the same type of filling I did for mine. Like I said, this was just leftover ingredients I had from Sunday's brunch, my wife's Sunday's brunch that we cooked for her. And so I've never done this before, like I stated in the beginning of the video. So I wanted to kind of just see how it came out. You can add shrimp, the grits with the cheese. You can even make it a vegetarian option where you don't have to have any meat at all. You can literally just do veggies, cheese with the grits. So there's another one. Perfect little cuteness in size. So I'm gonna finish rolling these, you guys, and when I'm all done, I'll come back. We'll put them in the freezer, and then obviously we're gonna fry them together. So I'll see you guys back in a second. All right, you guys, so we are all finished rocking and rolling these bad boys, and this is what it looks like. Nice and round, pretty uniform, I would say. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these in the freezer for a little bit. My wife isn't home yet, so by the time she gets here, which is typically within 45 minutes to an hour, that should be enough time for them to get a little bit of more solidification. Is that the correct word? I don't know. I've been slacking on my grammar lately. But they will have solidified. Okay, there we go. They will have solidified a little more than what they are now. And it'll be perfect for frying. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these in the freezer, and we will come back when it's time to get them all fried up. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and get started on my, I don't know, mishmash Cajun dipping sauce with whatever I have in here. So I'll see you guys back in a minute. All right, you guys, I am back, and it is now time to make my concoction of a Cajun dipping sauce for our fried grit fritters. And excuse how I look today. I'm normally a little bit more snatched, but then again, on a daily basis, this is how I look. This is the real me. So, you know, again, this was just on the fly, and I'm just myself today. So let's get started. All right, so we have some mayo. We've been kind of obsessed with this mayo as of lately versus just the regular, I guess, standard brand you see. This is from Whole Foods. It's called Sir Kensington, and it's a really good non-GMO mayo that has, you know, some better ingredients in it. So to me, it has a better taste. Now, the consistency isn't as thick as, I guess, the standard brands you see for mayo, but, you know, it works. And like I said, it has a better, cleaner taste to me. So I did about 3 tablespoons of this mayo. I don't want to make too much. All right, so we're gonna add in about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into the bowl with the 3 tablespoons of mayo. We're going to also add in about a tablespoon of honey, a little more. right. Then we're gonna take and add in some organic sour cream. Let me grab another spoon, guys. You don't want to cross-contaminate containers of ingredients. So that's about 1 tablespoon. Say about 2 heaping tablespoons of sour cream. Set that off to the side. I've got some diced garlic I'm gonna put in there. You can either chop your own, you can do some roasted garlic, whatever your preference is. So just dump about a teaspoon in there. We'll start with a half of a lemon wedge, or a half of a lemon. Sorry, this is far from a wedge. A half of a lemon. Fresh lemon juice. Boom. Get that off to the side. We'll add in about a teaspoon of pepper, not too much. We'll add in about a teaspoon of salt. And remember, you want to start off light with the salt because you can always go in and add. You can't take away salt. So, and then we have our handy dandy Cajun garlic seasoning that I put you guys on to earlier. So we'll add about a half of a teaspoon of that. I don't want to make it too spicy. Oh, there's one thing I forgot, guys. Cajun hot sauce, because why not? It is a Cajun dipping sauce. So we'll do about 1, 2, 3, really about 6, 7 shakes of hot sauce. So we'll go ahead and get this mixed all up. Mix, mix, mix. Now, if it's too watery for your taste, you can always add in more of the solid ingredients, such as the sour cream or the mayo. I'm not a big fan of the mayo taste per se when it comes to sauces, but the weird thing is I will eat mayo on like a burger from time to time, which that is just straight up mayo, so there's really no difference. But when it comes to like sauces or ranches that have too much of a heavy mayo taste, I'm really not a fan of it. So I definitely don't want a mayo forward Cajun dipping sauce to dip them in. So I think that's all mixed up. Let me go and grab another spoon to taste with, because what we don't do in this household is double dip. That's just gross unless it's on your plate. So let's see what this tastes like. It's actually really good. I think it can use a little bit more sour cream. Does have a hint of that mayo-y taste that I was just talking about. But as far as the acids and everything, I think that's really good. So I'm gonna add in another tablespoon of sour cream, just to cut down on that mayo taste a little bit. And you know what, you guys, why not? I love citrus. I'm a huge fan of acid and everything that I cook, citrus flavors. So I'm gonna add in a little bit more lemon juice, actually. Boom, not too much, just a little bit. Maybe a dash more of hot sauce. Not gonna be too much of a pansy. My wife likes it spicy. And yeah, I think we're good to go after this. So let me mix this up. This should actually be perfect after this. Oh yeah, the consistency is already better. All right, let me get one more spoon. The only thing about making a dish when you're taste testing, you end up with a lot of utensils. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So let me show you guys what my consistency looks like. All right, now as I said, you can make your consistency however you want. If you like a looser sauce, you can make it looser. If you like it thicker, you can make it thicker. If you like it more, I guess, Cajun-y, you can put more Cajun spices, whatever your preference is. This is just a quick sauce that I threw together you know, to have something to dip those bad boys in. You can make any type of sauce, to be honest, but this is what I had on hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge, let the flavors marry, and it should be good to go after we get those things fried up. So I will see you guys back soon. You know what, you guys? I am so sorry. I forgot to add in my spicy brown mustard. I had this in mind when I actually started to make the sauce, or before I made the sauce. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that. So that's the last ingredient if you guys choose to put that in. You don't have to, but I like spicy brown mustard in anything Cajun. It just gives it that extra oomph. All right, you guys, I am back. We are back. And this is the outcome of what they look like being in the freezer for about, I would say 2 hours. My wife did end up coming home within that hour, but we actually went to run some errands. So we're getting ready to fry these bad boys up. All right, you guys, so we're back and it's time to drop them in. Go ahead and let those fry up for about, I don't know, I would say maybe about 10 minutes. So I'm not gonna put too many in there because as we know, when you fry, you don't want to drop the temperature of the oil too much and you don't wanna overcrowd the pan. So we'll start with 4. So I will see you guys back in about 10-15 minutes-ish to check on them. All right, you guys, so we are back and it looks like they're all nice and golden brown, as you can see. So we're just gonna remove them one by one. They formed perfectly. I mean, like I said, guys, have fun with the recipe. I mean, you could even take these and sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of them if you wanted to. You don't necessarily even have to make a Cajun dipping sauce. You can use marinara with this, you know. I mean, there's all types of possibilities you can do with this good looking recipe. They came out perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these cool off and we're gonna come back and do a taste test. I'm gonna have my muse, the very person who made me the home chef I am today, Chef Carla Andrea, try one and let me know what she thinks.
I can't wait.
Okay, you guys, so this is the finished product here. Like I said, we've got my my teacher. Oh, you gonna dip it?
Oh, I gotta try it in its purest form.
Okay, let me know what you think. You hear that crunch?
It's actually really good. It's actually very good.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
And these were leftover grits. Bacon. It was actually leftover grits, bacon, and chives, and cheese.
From what?
From brunch.
Whose brunch?
Your brunch.
That was your brunch. It was your birthday brunch. You raged all weekend. So yeah, you guys, this is what it looks like in the inside. Dang, can we get a shot of the inside before you devour it? Look at those
really good.
Cheesiness, cheesy grits with that crispy bacon. They came out nice and golden brown.
Sauce is fire.
Glad you like it. Took my time with that. All right, guys, so my concoction of a recipe actually turned out to be a hit. So I hope you guys enjoyed.
Sauce is really, really good.
If you guys make it, feel free to let me know what you think. Leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And until next time, make sure you guys click the bell, share, like, comment, and make sure you click that bell for future post notifications. Until next time. Very good.